Hello, I'm back here again to talk about American domestic politics, of course. And this is where I'm going to show you a video. It's a pretty short clip. So, talking about the implosion of MAGA. The implosion of MAGA is a real thing right now. The coalition that Trump has effectively built is falling apart at the seams. And you're going to see for yourself, but his approval rating is heading down to 30%. And I think it will go lower if the economy continues to get worse. We're not even officially in an actual recession yet. All right, and gas prices went up a lot, but they went back down a little bit. But we're not at the point where the economy's crashing. I think gas prices are going to be up to $7 a gallon, and we might have gas rations. And some parts of the country are saying they're experiencing that right now. So we haven't even hit our worst yet with the mistakes of this current administration. And his approval rating is already getting down to a 30% approval rating. And I want to show you guys this video real quick here.
About this, but the polling collapse among MAGA has been honestly unprecedented in my lifetime. I mean, I've seen big swings in polling data. I'm not sure I've ever seen swings this severe, this extreme, this complete, okay? So 2 weeks ago, we talked about this at the time, but there was a Trump poll that came out, had him at 30% approval rating. 30. 30. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't need to tell you that is right smack dab in the middle of what I told you is the absolute basement of where he could be, right? I always said between 25% and 33% is his absolute floor. Well, now the fact of the matter is, I think it's closer to that 25% number because I don't think we've seen anything yet because we haven't even had a recession, a depression. We haven't even had gas be rationed, shoot up to $7 a gallon. And I think those things are coming relatively soon. The AI bubble bursting, for example. So this 30% can become 25% at some point, and maybe it can even get down to like 22% in this bitch, okay? But 2 weeks ago, a poll came out, Trump at a 30% approval rating from the American Research Group. They commissioned a poll. Only 26% approve of Trump's economic handling, 73% saying the economy is worsening, and 65% believing the U.S. is already in a recession, okay? Pew survey finds just 23% in 36 countries confident in Trump, and fewer see the U.S. as a reliable partner compared to Biden's term. So he's hated more domestically, he's hated more internationally, and we have a 30% overall approval rating poll. That is way below anything we've seen from any of the other modern presidents. I mean, the closest one was Bush at the end of his term. I think he had one that was like 29 or 25, thereabouts. But this is way below anything. Biden was at his lowest, way below. Obama at his lowest, way below. Bill Clinton at his lowest. People fucking hate this guy now. In fact, the average of the polls, he's at about 37%. That's the average. That's including the like pro-Republican skewed junk polling data that has Trump at like 43% support or whatever, which is comically too high. Okay? That's point number one. Then we also have this. This just came out from Gallup. Ready? New party identification polls. This is when you ask the American people, do you identify as a Democrat or a Republican or whatever else, right? Democrats are now at 49%. Republicans, 39%. That's the highest lead for any party in 6 years. So we're back to Democrats having a built-in 10-point party identification label. So they have a 10-point lead when it comes to party identification. That's astonishing. Double-digit lead on that. And by the way, let me be clear, this is all because of how horrific Donald Trump is, how horrific MAGA is, how they're destroying the country day in and day out. This has virtually nothing to do with the Democrats and everything to do with the Republicans. Where people are going, I'm whatever the opposite of they are. Okay? I'm the opposite of that. Whatever's happening now, count me on the other team. Okay? 10-point advantage. All right, how about this one? Trump approval of generic congressional ballot for the House midterms. Ratings were updated as of the 12th of July. This is from Nate Silver's Silver Bulletin. Okay? So here's Trump. He has, here's the overall approval-disapproval of Trump. He has Trump's average of 39.7% approve, 56.5% disapprove. Okay? His net approval rating is at minus 16.9%. So he's at minus 17% with his net approval rating. On all individual issues, and this is hard to recover from, y'all. On every individual issue, he's underwater. Immigration minus 9.3, trade minus 23.5, economy minus 25.7, inflation minus 43.1. I don't even see foreign policy here, but if you added foreign policy in this mix, that shit's also got to be in the minus 35 to 40% range. Okay, I mean that is abysmally low. And then he has the Democrats with about a 7-point advantage when it comes to the midterms. Okay, not party ID, but just midterm generic ballot. There was a poll we covered the other week, again, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Democrats had a 16-point lead on the generic ballot in the midterms. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no other way to describe this. What we're looking at is a polling apocalypse. This is the floor collapsing under MAGA. This is the rug being pulled out from underneath them. They're in serious, serious trouble. And the fact of the matter is, this is why you see Trump crashing out. This is why you see him launching a new effort to steal the election. Every other week, he comes up with a new idea, comes up with a new avenue by which he could try to put his thumb on the scale and rig the votes for the midterms, but also for 2028. They know that they're barbecued unless they take drastic action. And they're already showing signs they're going to do exactly that. So, crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff to see here. But they are really in a historically terrible position. And like I said, we haven't even hit the bottom yet. We really haven't. Because now with the illegal war against Iran ramping up again, more war crimes being committed, the Strait of Hormuz being closed longer, people don't realize the rationing that's coming, the higher gas prices that are coming, the higher grocery prices that are coming. They're going to try to do a ground invasion or take Keshem Island now, or Karg Island now, I would imagine, since obviously they're not really interested in any sort of peace or negotiation or deal. It's been a fake ceasefire all along, to the extent we ever had a ceasefire. Look at where we're at, bro. Look at where we're at. It can only go in one direction, and that direction is not up. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click.
Like I said, the results speak for themselves, and I kind of predicted this was going to happen. I'm not surprised, because everything Donald Trump touches falls apart. And this was what the Project 2025 really was a result of. This is what Republicans always wanted to do. And people are acting surprised. And you shouldn't be. This is the truth. This is what they want to do all along. They want to just loot the government to enrich the billionaires and dismantle the administrative state, which puts their power in check. And that's what they're doing right now. And trust me, they will do anything they can to try to stop people from voting at the polls. That is their goal. Because they see if people get to vote in a fair election, they're going to lose massively. They're fearing that their apple cart's starting to fall apart. And you already seen it when Trump started firing all the election administrative officials. And all the other stuff they're doing, and the redraw, mid-decade redistricting they're doing right now. I mean, it's all obvious. It's right in our face. Then the Supreme Court, just in time for them, decided to strike down the more parts of the Civil Rights Act that protected against racial gerrymandering. So now the Republicans already are coming in with advantage, and they've already got an additional 10 seats they're going to get now. So we already see this is happening. They're not ruling out putting ice on the ground on election day. So we're witnessing right now what's actually happening. If you think your eyes are lying to you, they're not. You see exactly what's going on. And they knew their agenda wasn't going to sell. It was going to collapse. Because the majority of the country don't want this chaos. They just want, all people really wanted was a thriving economy again. And get inflation under control. And that's not what people are getting now, obviously. So anyways, that's all I want to show you in this video. Y'all have a lovely night. And great days ahead, right? Love y'all. Goodbye.